Hello, Charlie. This is Karen Kearns. How are you?
I am doing good, Karen.
It's been a really great day. I mean, you've done a lot of planning for this day. I am so excited to see it finally arrive.
We are very excited to see it arrive as well. So thank you for um, coming in as our entrepreneur in residence here at Iowa State and building this incredible Ignite Innovation showcase throughout the week. We're really happy to be here.
Yes. So I joined the Student Innovation Center probably about a year ago. And when you and I had our conversation, I remember you sitting in the lobby of the design building, and the idea of doing this big of an event was not yet part of your consciousness. And so has this lived up to your expectations?
It has certainly changed a lot and been a dynamic process coming to what this event turned into. We started out with imagining a live in-person event and something that we hope to do in the future, and then adapting that to having COVID regulations and making sure that we are safe in the studio. So building a large enough event here in the studio that we can all remain 10 feet away from each other and remove our masks to stay safe. And then coordinating with all of our teams around the country, with our 10 different teams, to get them joining us virtually and to generate as much as we can of that in-person feeling, without actually being able to be in the same room as a 3D ride model, which has been an interesting challenge. And so we've been working tirelessly and working with you to find new solutions to that, and it's been an absolute adventure. And today has gone really great so far, and we've been able to see all of these ride models and all of these teams and show off the incredible work that they've done over the year. And yeah, it's been a great day.
How this competition has really differentiated itself as far as theme park competitions go?
Yeah, so a lot of competitions in the theme park industry cover a lot of design and creative work that engineers are doing. This industry is very unique in that engineers are working very closely with artists and designers to design things that are not only functional, but look like the characters and the worlds that you know and love. And so this competition has taken a bit of a different take than a lot of those, in that we are focusing a lot more on what ride engineers are doing behind the scenes and the technical work that those ride engineers are doing. So we've introduced a risk assessment process, which is often not taught until the final years of a college engineering program, and so we're introducing that to all of the students in this program within the context of how we do risk assessments in ride engineering. And then we've also introduced the ASTM F24 standards compliance. So these are the real safety standards that ride engineers are using, and we've allowed our teams to design their rides and generate a document that verifies their compliance with an engineering standard. So we're having some fun. We have theming and storytelling and presentation skills and all of these extra skills that surround it. But then we've challenged our teams to really perform at the level of a professional ride engineering team. And so we've given them an incredibly high bar to reach, and our teams have done an amazing job this year, and we're hoping that in future years teams will continue to get better, and they might start surpassing the professionals who are in the industry right now, just in time for those people to graduate and become the professionals in the industry.
Yeah, one of the things we talk about at Iowa State, Charlie, is accelerating and differentiating our students' experience. And you have really done that with this event. I mean, really that spirit of Innovative Iowa State and getting people professional ready and even advancing them in the industry. This competition has embraced that spirit and has, as you said, not only raised the bar, but really invited students to be taken seriously, to really act as if they were operating in a professional arena. And I've already, from what I've seen, they really are addressing a lot of the challenges you're laying out very seriously. It's been a delight to watch their enthusiasm, and more than that, clear to me as they are teaming and as their teams talk about what they're doing. It reminds me a lot of an Olympic event. I mean, there's a lot of camaraderie and enthusiasm and just hype. So the spirit has really been quite amazing. Do you want to talk about highlights of what you've seen today? What were the real high points?
Well, something, this is the first year of the competition, so a lot of things we left it up to the teams, and we left it sort of up to see what competition aspects would present themselves, and so what we were sort of hoping for is that we would have some models that would be experiencing downtime and experiencing those unexpected modes of failure that allow students to learn new things about their technical work and being able to test it. So this 8-hour period that we've created is big enough that it's provided a lot of time for unexpected problems to happen, and all of our teams have experienced things that they didn't expect, and new problem-solving situations that they've been able to learn about their process and learn, when they were in those early stages of design, what really benefited to this final testing stage, and where they might have missed things that are causing problems now. So we're really happy that all the teams have been able to embrace the problems as they come, and work at the problems, and find some really unique situations and learn things that they didn't know at the beginning of today.
That's fabulous. And you certainly have a lot of professionals speaking in as well and participating. As you said, judges behind the scene. Can you share a little bit about some of the professionals that are participating today, some of the people that are in the industry and looking in, and what their thoughts might be?
Yeah, one of the greatest parts about this competition is we've been able to involve the industry and professionals in the ride engineering industry in, not only a few of our sponsors coaching our teams during the season, but then now during these final stages, we've had 23 judges from around the world in all kinds of different positions within the industry who have provided feedback and judging to the incredible systems engineering reports that all of our teams submitted. And then throughout the day today, they've been behind the scenes meeting with teams, interviewing them on different concepts, and giving them feedback on their process. We've been able to work with the judges to have them have a professional standard on the teams. And so we've been able to provide teams with feedback on any part of their process that would be different in the real world and would be more difficult. So we're giving them the tools. Our industry professionals have volunteered and helped us give these students the tools that they need to continue to grow, to continue to improve, and become the best professionals that they can be.
Charlie, share with us, how many teams total do you have competing today?
We have 10 teams competing today. We have 4 in our contactless league, and we have 6 in our model league. They're from all over the U.S., from the East Coast to the West Coast, so we're in all kinds of different time zones. So some of our teams, some of our California teams started this morning as early as 6 a.m. So it's been very unique to be able to have all of these teams together for this event, and being in the virtual space has made that a little bit easier. But we have over 80 students involved in all of these teams.
Yeah. Charlie, I know you spent so much time. You put together the standards documentation. You put together, I think I saw the documents like this big. And I mean, you really put quite a bit of effort into doing this and really creating the infrastructure for doing it exceptionally well. I do think you've set the industry standard for this type of competition. How do you imagine following up? Are you planning on scaling this for next year? Or what's next on the adventure horizon for you?
This year, there were a lot of open questions about the competition, 6 months ago when we had teams signing up. And so we reached out to, clubs and other students involved in this industry that we knew would be interested in this competition and willing to sort of work with us in this first year to help us sort of figure out what this competition was going to be. So going into next year, we're opening it up to as many engineering students as we can handle, and so that's not only clubs that are out there that do theme parks and ride engineerings, but any engineering students and clubs that are at that college level can be involved in next year's competition, and we're going to try to grow it as an extended live event in the future, and it might jump around, and we have plans, going into 5 years from now of how we're going to continue to scale and grow, and we're very excited.
Yeah, so this has taken up, it's definitely a mission and vocation for you, Charlie. We've seen that very much. Your passion, really, it's uncharacteristic to see someone, students of your age and a full-time student, really taking on something so monumental. I mean, I'm sure you've put in well over 800 hours into this competition in the last year. Just listening to how it grows and how you set it up and all the logistics of the remote environment. I mean, that alone created some really considerable challenges. As you look back on the biggest successes for you personally, really, from your sense of accomplishment and achievement, what are you most proud of? I know you're modest.
Yeah, I am. The part that gives me the greatest enjoyment is hearing from our competitors, our students, that they have learned a lot, and that they have genuinely been challenged, and they've had successes and failures along the way, and that this has been a big part of their education and their journey towards becoming professionals. And then also, a big thing that was up in the air is I have a couple years of experience in this industry, but most of my experience, at Iowa State, and with our culture of innovation and student competition and student activity here, we have hundreds of clubs, and many of the engineering clubs compete in big competitions like this. And so I've been in that world, and I wanted there to be a similar competition in this industry so that I could compete in it. And then eventually that turned into, well, what if I made one myself? And so to just start working on my own, and to find out that it was well designed, it is being well received, that not only the students are learning from it and it's making an impact on them, but our industry judges have been giving us feedback that this does sort of stand out from other similar competitions, and that it is going to make an impact on the entire attractions industry going forward. That's what I'm most excited about. but for me, it's knowing that it's not just this year. We're not going to stop now. It's that
Yeah.
it's going to continue to grow. And so, as much impact as we had this year, we'll just keep doing more and more to grow as much impact as we can.
So Charlie, tell me this, what after this competition, all these teams that are designing rides, what happens to them next? What will some of them get contracts with industries? Will some of them translate to sort of scaling for industry? What's the next step for some of these competitors?
With all of the industry partners that we've had and judges involved in this competition, they've been able to see the incredible work that these students have done firsthand, and it's been 6 months, so it's almost the equivalent of these students doing a full internship and then being able to present that outcome to professionals in the industry. And so
Right.
we're hoping that experience allows them to stand out, that they are able to find more opportunities in the industry, and that buzz spreads within the attractions industry, that if you're looking for engineers for your next project, these are some of the best and most prepared students who can be your next best engineers.
Yeah, and what I love about that, Charlie, is it's not just for you, it's not just for Iowa State. You've really extended kind of our land grant commitment, which is to reach out to the community, learn, make a difference, make an impact, and enhance their capacity for economic development and growth and professionalism. So we're just really proud. I'm so glad that you're one of ours, Charlie, and I really look forward to seeing what you're going to accomplish next.
Thank you very much, and we're incredibly grateful to have had your guidance and this whole program around us to support us through this process, to provide us with access to this space, and to all of the technology that we've been able to use for this event. We could not have done anything nearly to this level without the constant support from Iowa State and from our innovation program here at the Student Innovation Center. So thank you very much, Karen.
Yeah, you're one of our stars, Charlie, and I am transformed by coming into contact with you, just to see what students can and will accomplish with some support and some, brainstorming, innovation mindset. You really are one of our stars. Thank you so much for the work you've done, and I'm sure that your competitors thank you as well. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Bye, Charlie.